You have pressed play on Shoot the Hostage, a movie podcast hosted by me, Dan, and my partner Sarah, where we discuss 8 movies per season based on a theme. We're between seasons right now, so this is the point when we release a bonus episode on the main feed, usually from our Patreon archive. We are back for a new season next week, and if you'd like to know the lineup, our schedules are always posted on our free tier over on Patreon. If you have a look and like what you see, we've also got 2 paid tiers for extra content and early ad-free episodes. Come give us a go. Help us keep the lights on. If you can't support us on Patreon, we get it. It's totally fine. But have you considered supporting us another way? We do love 5-star ratings. We do love reviews, preferably good ones. And we do love it when you share episodes with friends and family. Finally, if you would like to keep up to date with us on social media, you can find us at STH_pod on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. All of the links are in the description. So thanks for your ears, and now on with the show. Jason Statham's got a new movie out.
Yes, he does.
We saw a couple of his last year, didn't we? Was it 3? It was The Meg, Fast X, and
The Expendables. I love that you've just removed that from your memory.
Yes. I'm amazed that I forgot about that, actually. So last year, Jason Statham received our King of Turds award on our end of year show.
2 weeks into the new year, he is already a contender for 2024 as well.
Yeah. I listen, I didn't hate this. I didn't think it wasn't as bad as the aforementioned Expendables.
That set a very, very low bar though.
Yeah. But it wasn't great either. It's called The Beekeeper, and it's called The Beekeeper because
he keeps bees.
And he also used to work for should we do a full spoiler?
This is full spoiler, yeah. There's no way we can talk about this without it being fully spoiler heavy.
Yeah. Okay. So if you haven't seen it and you've got any interest in a dumb action movie, then probably don't listen to this. Although I will say that
it may enhance your viewing. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the film.
It's, you're exactly right. And even if you haven't seen the trailer, you kind of know what's going to happen in it. So if you're at all bothered, switch off, come back after you've watched the movie. So he is, as we say, a beekeeper. He keeps bees, if you will.
He does.
But also he used to work for a shadowy outside government syndicate that were also called the Beekeepers. Or no, there was one beekeeper, and he kept the hive.
So he's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's only ever one active beekeeper, apparently. And he starts the film as a retired beekeeper.
Yeah.
But also a beekeeper. It's very confusing.
That is confusing. Now, I thought when we came out, I thought it was very convenient that he just happened to really like actual bees and work for an organisation where his job title was also beekeeper, but that didn't have anything to do with the keeping of bees. The bees were metaphorical in that sense. And he literally had bees as well. So it was quite clever when you think about it, wasn't it?
Is it, Dan? I want to see the version where he's a retired secret agent, that cleans toilets for a living.
And his hobby is also looking after toilets.
Yeah, he's a toilet keeper.
He's a toilet
keeper.
Yeah, he's just got loads of cisterns hanging in his shed that he leases off of somebody. And that's the setup of this movie, right? So he's leasing a shed.
Yeah.
And he keeps his bees.
From Mrs. Cosby.
Yeah, that's right. And it's obvious there's like a nice relationship between the two. He says, you're the only person that's ever taken care of me.
You delivered that line with more emotion. There was more conviction in that than Jason Statham could muster in this film.
That was really early in the film, and then that's when I sort of cracked a laugh. And it just sort of didn't really stop from there, because when he said it again, you're the only person that ever took care of me, or you take care of me, or something like that. I just imagined him as a baby. And I think we
but still with stubble.
Yeah. And then I thought, I'm going to go on an AI image generator and type in Jason Statham as Boss Baby or something. I bet it already exists. But yeah, there was just a lot of little pieces of dialogue like that just kind of made me laugh. It took me out of the movie.
It didn't get any better. The script was absolutely shockingly awful.
Yeah, it was one of those where, all right, it's called the Beekeeper, but if we did let's do a shot every time they say the word Beekeeper,
Fuck.
we would be wankered.
We'd have been enjoying the film by the end.
I know, because it's not. It's Jason Statham is saying Beekeeper all over the gaff.
Yeah.
And then the FBI agent comes in and she's saying Beekeeper all over the place. And then Jeremy Irons comes in and then he's saying Beekeeper. But it's I'll say that it's quite a good cast. Some of the people are wasted in this.
I don't really understand why Minnie Driver took the role. She was in it for 60 seconds.
Do you know what? When she appeared on screen, I thought, oh, great.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're going to get some acting here.
No. We never see her again.
She has like 2 very short scenes.
Yeah.
And so she was kind of wasted. When I hadn't watched the trailer for this.
No, me either.
And so I didn't know who was in it. I just knew it was Jason Statham. It was called Beekeeper. It was directed by David Ayer. I'm in. Like,
tentatively.
It might be bad. It probably will be bad, but it might be fun.
It was both of those things.
Yeah. But when the credits were rolling at the start, it said Josh Hutcherson, and I thought, I hope at some point he's going to have to dress as a bee to avoid detection from Jason Statham.
Yeah, Jason Statham is trying to kill Peter Mellark from the Hunger Games. Yeah. Very confusing.
Yeah. So the setup is he is renting a shed from Mrs. Cosby. She goes on her computer and she gets the virus thing pop up on her computer. Please, phone this number to get your info back or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's one of these scams that we see all the time on those YouTube channels.
Always targeting poor old pensioners.
So, yeah, she loses everything and Statham has to come in and avenge her and take down the scamming people, I guess.
Yeah, he makes it his personal mission to destroy the scammers.
Yeah. So he's still got connections and finds out where they are, goes to the building. And I do think some of the sequences in this look quite nice. I would say it's shot quite nicely. There's some nice lighting going on. Yeah. In the call centres, there's some nice neon.
Oh, it was very John Wick coded.
Yeah, and they were doing some nice stuff with silhouettes and things like that. And it wasn't it was better than your average terrible action movie, I would say.
Oh, it definitely looked better, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think even the action was filmed a bit better than the average.
Yeah.
Not all of it. There were some odd choices, but actually for most of the action, I don't know, it's one of those where if I go and see an action film, I want to see the action. I don't want to see loads of cutaways and shitloads of frenetic editing and shaky cam where you can't really make out what's happening. But I think you got a pretty good idea of how the action was going and there were some good stunts. It looked a bit more plausible than most these days.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. No. I just thought it was a perfectly serviceable action film.
Yeah, agreed.
For the most part.
Script aside.
Yeah, there's a CGI explosion in it which doesn't look great and it's in a trailer, but it's not the end of the world. What are they going to do? Really blow up a building for a Jason Statham movie?
I'd rather they didn't.
No, I don't think they will. But yeah, as you just said, the script is pretty bad. We've already mentioned that they say Beekeeper about 5,000 times.
At least.
Is strutting around in his Sergio Tacchini tennis gear and saying Beekeeper all over the place. And he's saying it onto Josh Hutcherson and he's saying it onto his mum. And then she's saying it. Josh Hutcherson is running these scamming call centres and Jeremy Irons is like the fixer, right? Mm-hmm. So he goes to him when he's screwed up. But his mum is the president, as we learn. We've said spoilers, so it doesn't matter. But
not the president of the company, the president. She is POTUS.
She's the president of the world. So
of the world.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
I reckon there's an original version of this script where the president is fully aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe even set it up and Statham comes in and kicks the president in the head and the head explodes.
But I would have preferred to see that version.
I reckon somewhere along the line, someone just went, we can't kill the president in our movie. There has to be someone else that we kill, like a middleman or something.
Pussies.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, let's employ Josh Hutcherson. And
he's got a smackable face. People will enjoy this.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy him as a villain particularly.
He was basically a cartoon villain.
Yeah, it was. Do you know what I think that this film really was lacking was someone decent to, like a villain that you love to hate. There was.
Yeah, he didn't have a worthy opponent.
No, he didn't. There was never any threat or peril.
The only person who came close to matching him physically was the obnoxious South African guy.
Yeah.
But even he was taken out pretty swiftly, so...
Yeah, and introduced really late as well. There was a couple of people that sort of came and went, and Statham dispatched of them very quickly. Never really any threat to him, didn't really get hurt at all. And then very late, they introduced this, as you say, obnoxious South African character who also was dressed in yellow and black, like a bit like a bee. And and it was just all a bit cartoony. It was all a bit too late. With a John Wick movie, you get like Donnie Yen introduced in the first act, and you see what his motivations are. And I'm not saying you need to go to the same sort of lengths, but we are sort of used to getting decent action films now. And I don't know, like I said, it's not the worst one in the world, but it's not great. It's definitely one that I would say I didn't need to see this at cinema. I could have just watched this coming home from the pub on a Friday or Saturday night and just shoving it on, probably falling asleep for the last act. But you know what? You know what's going to happen. It's fine.
Yeah.
And you've probably seen all the best stuff anyway, up to that point.
Yeah, I would agree. I do wonder, cynically, if their intention is to sort of eke it out into some sort of franchise in the same way that John Wick did so well.
That's the John Wick porn parody.
Oh, that definitely exists, doesn't it?
John Dick.
Oh, that definitely exists. Oh dear.
Yeah, they're obviously we call it the Beekeeper, and we know that there's other beekeepers, and the next one's going to be the Beekeepers.
Oh,
he teams up with another Beekeepers. The next Beekeepers, because he took up the Beekeepers that took over for him in this movie. He killed them at a petrol station.
Yeah, and they also weren't a threat. They were like, oh, this one's totally psycho.
Yeah.
No. Still, just tears through people like tissue paper.
Yeah, just took her out immediately. Now, it would have been, maybe that could have been an ongoing fight that was on and off throughout the film, and maybe that's where they should have gone.
Or maybe he got injured. He just comes away unscathed. And it just, I don't know. I don't need realism, but give me something.
But you need, I think you need some, an action film is... Unless you've got like 3 or 4 solid ideas to hang everything against, I think they just tend to fall apart a bit. Like you need a decent, memorable villain. If they're chewing up scenery, fine. The Gary Oldman and Leon. But they kind of had the first villain, the guy that was running his call center.
Yeah. Oh, he was terrible.
He was bad and dispatched very quickly, and that's fine. I get that. But then you also had Josh Hutcherson. You also had Jeremy Irons.
Josh Hutcherson was basically just doing an impression of Fisher Stevens from Hackers.
Do you know what? When he entered
down
frame
to the skateboard,
on the skateboard, I did look at you and think of Fisher Stevens. But yeah, you had Jeremy Irons, Josh Hutcherson, and then you had the South African guy, which we mentioned. You had the president herself, who didn't really know what was going on, so you can't really describe her as a villain. But
I don't know, man. I'm sort of torn on how much she knew.
Well, politician, so automatically a bad guy.
Yeah, definitely had her hands dirty at some point.
And then you had like the SWAT leader who was kind of set up as he was a mercenary and a gun for hire, but he was kind of being set up as almost his equal in the way that he was just some of the dialogue that he had. So it had like 4 or 5 people that you could have really lent on a bit more, and the Beekeeper. So, but could we have not just halved that and had a more consistent villain throughout that you can really latch onto, and as I say, like kind of love to hate?
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson was just a weedy little nothing.
Yeah, he was just like a stockbroker, fucking oil broker,
crypto bro.
Yeah, he was a crypto bro. Yeah, he's probably got one of those T-shirts that's like the Burger King logo, but it says Crypto King.
Yuck.
Yeah, but yeah, some of the action was all right. It did drag a little bit, I think, for me.
I don't find it dragged because it was reasonably short. It didn't have too much padding, I guess. I would say the film suffered whenever Jason Statham opened his mouth.
I thought you were going to say when he was on screen.
I think he's great at the action stuff. He's not like exceptional, but he's a decent action lead. But as soon as he opens his mouth, it all falls apart.
Do you know what I was thinking when I was watching this film? Is that we've been watching Statham movies now for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's been the action guy, really. Some have come and gone since then. But I would say since you had Sly and Van Damme and Schwarzenegger in the 80s and the 90s, he's really taken over that role.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not...
It's not the same caliber.
It's not. I would say like all three of those people have done movies that are not great,
mm-hmm.
but some of them are sort of still memorable. Commando, yeah, it's not a brilliant movie, but I love it, and it's really cheesy and fun, and it's memorable.
Nobody's going to remember The Beekeeper a year from now.
Nobody. And I just I felt a bit sad because I was like, is this what it's come to? It feels like quite watered down, quite sanitized, just run of the mill. You're going to get a somewhat competent action film, but no more than that. And in 3 years' time, you're not even going to remember it. It's going to be The Beekeeper. Oh, is that the one where he's fixing cars or something? He's also an assassin. No. Maybe that's why they also made him a beekeeper, so that when people go, "Have you seen The Beekeeper?" and go, "Oh, is that the one where he's a beekeeper?" They go, "Yeah." I've seen.
There's no way you can confuse this with anything else.
He was a beekeeper. He was the mechanic. He was the transporter. He was the expendable.
He was a crank.
Yeah, he was a crank.
Whatever he did in that film.
He was a Chev Chelios in The Crank. And they're just a bit. I don't know, man. Like, we're better than this. We can do better.
Yeah.
And you mentioned John Wick. Yeah, John Wick is really the Hollywood franchise that's setting the bar.
That's
for
the
everything.
Hollywood bar. Yeah. Outside of Hollywood, in a world where we have The Raid and The Raid 2, what the fuck was The Beekeeper trying to do?
Yeah.
It can't keep up. It has no sting, if you will.
No. And there hasn't been much buzz about it either.
I knew you were going to try and shoehorn that in there.
Why can't we, and like, I don't know, we probably go on about this way too much, but why aren't we putting fucking Iko Uwais in these movies?
He's also a better actor than Statham.
Yeah. But you don't
and English isn't even his first language.
You don't really need a brilliant actor. You just need someone to deliver dialogue, and
I don't know, man.
Not even great dialogue, because you could make him a lone wolf and a silent type, and they just say the odd stinger.
But I feel like every time he opened his mouth in this film, I laughed. I tried to stifle a laugh because we were in the cinema and nobody else was laughing, and it was quite awkward.
Yeah, I laughed quite a lot.
But yeah, I think my favourite part of this film was the piece of dialogue where he meets Mrs. Crosby's daughter, who's also an FBI agent, of course. And he says something, and she goes, I'm paraphrasing, but she goes, "Oh, do I hear a hint of the British Isles in your accent hiding there?" And I'm just like, hiding?
Yeah.
Not well.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of me feels like they had to add that in after the fact. They had to make a disclaimer, because it took me about halfway through the film to realise he was trying to do an American accent. So I feel like they just added a disclaimer as to why his accent was so terrible. Because otherwise, why address it? Well, people move.
I didn't notice he was trying to do an American accent until after that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, why even address it? I don't understand. Just have a British person in an action movie. Have an American person in a British action movie. Like, people move. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. But when she said a hint, I laughed at that as well. Like, a hint, really? A hint? He's obviously from somewhere else, but it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I feel like for everything we've ragged on this movie about, it's a reluctant 2.5 stars. I'm straight down the middle. I'll probably never watch it again. But I kind of had fun while it was on.
I definitely will not revisit this one. And as you know, action's probably my favourite type of movie.
Would you watch a Beekeeper 2?
I mean, we've got those cinema passes, so yeah. But if I didn't have the cinema pass, probably not.
Right.
I'd probably just wait for it to come onto streaming somewhere. It
blows my mind that this gets a cinema outing and movies like Extraction and Extraction 2 don't.
Yeah.
I would love to see one of those on the big screen, because they had some genuinely really good action sequences.
That's a really good shout, actually, the Extraction movies, because they are very simple. They feel kind of like a throwback, but they're memorable. They've got action in both of those movies that are really memorable and doing something slightly different.
Yeah.
And I respect that, and I really enjoyed those movies, but this one is so forgettable. I think it's going to be in 5 years' time. Should we watch The Beekeeper? Oh, do you fancy a Statham movie then, do you? Yeah, I do, actually. Well, why don't we just watch The Transporter again?
Yeah, it's not going to be this one.
Nah, it's not. Expendables 2, I'd watch that over this one. There's a bunch of ones that I would watch over this, but it wasn't the worst, wasn't the best. Yeah.
Where are you at?
What score-wise? Yeah. I think I'm probably at a 2.
2.
Yeah,
oh my god! I rated it more generously than you. Holy shit!
I think so. Yeah. I can't justify any more than that. If it was a 2.5, I feel like I would probably have some mild interest in maybe watching it again.
Okay.
But I don't really. I can't see that I will. So.
I had 2.5 stars worth of fun with this film.